We've come to a place very close to your heart, Fred.
A place you first fell in love with as a schoolboy during family holidays to Southsea.
And when your television career took off, you became a director here.
But as much as you love Portsmouth Football Club, it's clear everyone here loves you.
Working alongside manager Harry Redknapp and owner Milan Mandaric, Pompey won promotion to the Premier League and the FA Cup.
Happy days for the club, yourself, Fred, and Harry.
Well, we had some great times at Pompey, Fred. You know, I think I was your chauffeur, actually, you and Milan. I went there as director of football that first year, and I don't really know what I was doing there, except sort of driving you and Milan to the games, up to Sheffield, up to Barnsley. But we had great times, great chats, good laugh. People always ask me where you had your best times, and I would put Portsmouth right up there as probably the best time and most enjoyable time. And being around you and Milan and the rest of the guys was great for me.
Fred started his TV career as a sports presenter.
In the 70s and 80s, that meant reporting on the success of Southampton Football Club under manager Laurie McMenemy.
Though that didn't always go smoothly.
Welcome to you on South Sport tonight. How the Saints, complete with Kevin Keegan, got the new league season off to a dramatic winning start. And we've got the Meister himself, Laurie McMenemy. Oh, what a pillock.
Oh, what a pillock.
You're a living legend on TV. You and me go way back to when we were both in the north, and you did all sport and that up there. And you have worked so hard and become so popular. And I think not just the viewers will miss you, Fred, but the people that you've worked with and helped over the years. So good luck with whatever you're doing, Fred. And one day soon, I'll get you a ticket to come to St Mary's. Bye.
Fred was a talented player growing up.
Though his trial with Aston Villa did end with him scoring an own goal.
But football's loss was TV's gain.
So Sarah and I went to find out what you, our viewers, had to say to him.
Thank you for giving us good news since I was a little girl and talking about football and that. Every night we turn our tally on and we have a lovely smile. We're going to miss you.
Got a bit of a sense of humour there that makes things a bit more cheerful sometimes when they're not so cheerful. And he's great, isn't he?
I wish him all the best.
Yeah.
I've seen him out and about, and yes, Fred, I have seen you in your slippers going into the co-op. So yeah, no, it'd be sad. So good luck, Fred.
We will miss you. I've been watching you since I was a little girl, so good luck, Fred.
Yeah. Here's to the future.
And Fred, hopefully that will mean you can visit your favourite Italian restaurant a bit more.
Your old pal Giuseppe certainly hopes so.
To me, he's a friend. He's nearly part of the family because I know him so long, over 40 years, you know. He's a very fantastic man. It's nothing too much for him, you know. Many times people come, oh, hello, I can have a photo. He never said no. Always have the smile, you know. He's very, he's unique.
Whether it's on screen, in the newsroom or out and about.
Fred loves nothing more than chatting football.
I must be the only political correspondent who prepares for a live on the green by checking Portsmouth's latest score and checking the odds if Portsmouth are playing Blackpool. I really miss those bets, particularly the odd occasion when Fred's had to reach into his wallet for one of his old white fivers. But most of all, I'll miss working with one of the greatest and nicest broadcasters there's ever been.
Fred, whether it's your colleagues, our viewers or your football club.
We all agree, you're the best.
Oh, guys, thank you very much. And I'm just overwhelmed to be up.
And Fred, that was the message we were getting again and again, wasn't it?
It really was, wasn't it? Yeah, the message very much that you're not just a TV presenter, but you're a friend.
Yeah. So kind, and can I just say thank you to everybody who's taken part in all this. I can't believe it. I thought we were doing a serious second half of the programme. It's unbelievable. Thank you very much.
We can do that at 10:30 if you want. You know, there's great news, Fred. Thank you, Sarah and Andrew. So, Fred, you might be leaving us, but this is not retirement.
No, I'm going to still be working. I can never retire. I'm going to do some crime for another channel. How for ITV, which should be back in the new year. I'm doing a book as well.
A book.
So I've got a few projects on, but
you know, I want to spend more time at home with Bev and smelling the roses a little bit, but, you know, walking the dogs and walking the mountains, hopefully, as well, COVID permitting.
COVID permitting. Ready for another surprise now?
Oh, gosh.
This one, my darling, is from me.
Oh.
Fred, I've got something really special for you now because I'm with a group of people who are very close to your heart.
Hi, Papa.
Caroline, Fred has been on our screens for nearly 60 years. That is such a long time. Do you remember the first moment that you thought, oh, Dad's famous?
I don't really, because I've never known anything different. I've always known my dad be on telly. I suppose when I was quite little, it gradually dawned on me that not everybody's dad did such a crazy kind of job. So he was doing How, and he'd come home with some of the experiments to practice, and Auntie Bunty, who was one of his co-presenters, used to come and stay with us. And gradually, I think it dawned on me that that wasn't a sort of normal job that everyone else's dad did.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, much the same growing up. Anywhere we went, people would come up and say, Freddie or How. They just love him, and it's just that really came across. So it just became part of growing up, really.
Emily, when did you realise that your granddad or your papa was famous?
It was probably when I was about 5 or 6, because obviously Mummy and Daddy were watching TV and him. So me and Josh sometimes go up to the screen and pretend to hug him.
And so you are Fred Dinenage too, aren't you?
Yeah, basically.
So you plan to screen test and come and sit next to me?
Maybe one day, yeah.
Can I say one thing about your granddad? You're never bored when he's around. He's always got a story, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got so many stories, tells me so many funny jokes. He drives me to school sometimes and he tells me all the stories that he's had from his career and all the funny stuff that he comes up with. And yeah, I just enjoy talking to him all the time.
Join us in a couple of minutes. The thing the viewers see is very much the real dad, right? There's very little difference to him. He's very genuine. He's incredibly mischievous. There's a lot of naughtiness that goes on, and that's been throughout our lives. When I was 6, on my 6th birthday party, we were playing Pass the Parcel. He came out with this gigantic parcel. We started passing it round. It got smaller and smaller, and we got to the end, and inside was a matchbox which had a polo mint in it. Just because he thought that was the most hysterical thing to see the faces of these 6-year-olds do this. Then he actually came out with the real prize, of course. But it was a life full of mischief and naughtiness and fun.
Oh no, he is absolutely brilliant. Have you got kind of a standout memory, Chris?
Yeah, well, my standout one was, I think Mum was making lunch. Dad said, I'll take the kids out down to the seaside, down to Southsea. And he just was pretending to throw me into the sea, and then just slipped, and I actually fell into the sea. I think it was like a January freezing cold day, so I was soaking wet. And the problem is my dad's very particular about his cars, so he wouldn't let me get into the car soaking wet, so he had to put newspaper down and put me on the newspaper to drive me home, so that kind of sticks in my memory.
Yes. He's lucky he didn't make the headlines that day.
Good evening to you.
Every single day he comes in, he wants to know what's going on and what he's doing, and where does that all come from? This passion and drive?
Yeah.
And like,
committed. He has got that drive that just spurs him on to want to be the best. Having a dad like I have, it's made me want to be a better father for my children.
He's just one of the best men that I've ever known.
do you feel lucky to have him as your papa?
Very lucky.
Oh, that's lovely. I think there's only one way to end this interview, isn't it? Okay, shall we? And that's...
How for now?
He's going to hate that.
My wonderful family, I'll never trust any of them ever again.
Yeah.
How did you do that without me knowing?
Well, you were on late news, fortunately, so I popped over. I came into the studio, said it went brilliantly. They've been sending me pictures all the time, checking that I'm okay, checking you're okay.
Unbelievable.
They're a beautiful family, Fred. You must be so proud of them as well.
I'm so proud of my children, my grandchildren. I've just been so lucky, you know.
You have been lucky, and we're really lucky now because Pip is with us. Now, Holly wanted to be here today, but unfortunately, she is genuinely under the weather. So, Pip,
Yeah, I'm representing us both. Now, I'll let you in on the White Christmas intel after the show, but for now, Fred, I just have to say what an absolute privilege it has been to work with you. Not only are you just fantastic at what you do, but you are a lovely, lovely man. Not only that, you make my job so much fun. Of course, I'm just one in a long line of weather presenters who've crossed your path over the decades, and there are a few more who'd like to say a little something.
Wow. Singing in the Rain was on at the Mayflower, and Fred said, look, we're going to put Singing in the Rain on for 30 seconds. I want you to do a little dance, and when you've done a little dance, do your weather. Beautiful evening. Okay, I said, Fred. Music started, I started my dance, and it started to rain. I looked at Fred, he had a big smile on his face, a horsepipe in his hand, and he was pouring water up all over the top of me.
I treasure the memories of our evenings together on Meridian tonight, but there's one evening that I'm still trying to forget. The Battle of Trafalgar. Storms were forecast, but we decided to risk it and go live. My goodness, we took a beating. It's times like those that bring people together. I'm sure you'll continue to do some special projects, but you'll have time enough to visit us here in Australia, where there's a very warm welcome waiting.
When I first joined Meridian all those years ago, to be told you're going to be sharing a dressing room with another children's TV legend, well, I imagine you found it quite hard. But we got on great and it was all lovely. As you know, with the weather, I was often out on location. My hair would look terrible. The wind would be blowing it all over the place. And I said to you, Fred, what can I do? And your many years of experience brought back a story when you, in your haste, had gone to grab the hairspray and unfortunately grabbed a can of spray varnish. You said your hair didn't move for 3 weeks. Well, it's a good plan and I'm sticking to it myself at the minute too. But listen, it's been lovely spending time with you. I loved working with you and I wish you all the very best. Good luck, Fred.
Amazing, thank you.
Oh, well, you know there is just one thing left for you to do, Fred.
Yeah, here she is, the one and only Philippa Drew with your weather forecast, I think.
And in just a moment, the ITV Evening News with Charlene White. Fred, I've said not much tonight, have I?
You've been amazing.
I've been amazing. I've been so quiet. I've loved our partnership, and we are literally, I think, about 6 weeks off our 13th anniversary.
Well,
lucky for some.
Yeah, well, can I just say it has been a genuine joy to have worked with you and sat alongside you, and you are a really caring, lovely person. And I just want to say thank you to all of my colleagues, past and present. I've worked with some wonderful people. Most of all, and I've said it before, but I mean it, I want to thank all of our viewers for their incredible love and affection over all these years and all the hundreds of messages I've received. Thank you so, so, so much. I will be doing other things, but do look out for me in the street. Do walk up and say hello. And in the meantime, that from the old broadcaster is truly how for now. Bye-bye.